Hey guys, Pete here. It's time for this week's spoiler report from the Game of Thrones filming. Not as many photos this week, in fact none like we got out of Zumaya, but still a lot to talk about. As the name suggests, this video will contain spoilers. The kind of spoilers that could potentially ruin some of the main characters' plots for you. If you're not on board with that, you'll want to stop watching. However, I do have a giveaway going on, so check out one of my new non-spoiler videos about dragons to learn about that. Everyone else stick around to the end of this video to learn more. But then obviously go check out those videos too. With that out of the way, let's jump right in. So, filming has wrapped in the locations that were being used for Dragonstone and that one beach scene we got out of King's Landing. This location was unique because the crew wasn't able to keep the prying eyes of photographers out. Line producer Peter Welter talked about how they tried to reach agreements with all the property owners in the area but weren't able to do so. That said, he was pleased with how the filming went despite the leaked photos, and I think this means we won't be so lucky at the other locations. As said, there are really no set photos this week, but there is some epic news about the filming of the season finale. Before I get into that, I want to mention one other piece of news that slipped out because it also has big implications. Watchers on the Wall are reporting that their sources say that the Iron Bank of Braavos will rear their greedy head this season. And we know exactly how. Tycho Nestoris, played by Mark Gatiss, will make a house call to King's Landing and warn Queen Cersei that their debt to the Iron Bank is due. They say that it will not be a strange narrative detour or a cameo either. They've learned that Cersei's way of dealing with this debt will have substantial ramifications in the rest of the story. That's big because the Iron Bank are a representation of powerful financiers in the real world. We have seen them switch sides in the show to make good on collecting their debts, and in the end, you must realize that they will always get their money. In short, they don't care who pays them as long as they get paid. We know Cersei wasn't very interested in making good on the crown's debt before Tommen was dead, and it's hard to dream up a scenario where she suddenly decides to do the right thing now. My best guess is she will do something impulsive with not much regards to the consequences. Yeah, I know, I'm really going on a limb here, but this will end up compromising her already weak position. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Will she just sick Zombie Mountain on him, or do you see a different way out for her? The next bit of news is unprecedented. Stressing the word unprecedented because we really have not seen anything like this in the show before. Early this week, the normal cast member photos started popping up from Seville. Seville is a place we've seen in a few of my spoiler videos now, and reports indicate that this is the place they're going to be using as the Dragon Pit in King's Landing. In my video a few weeks back, I talked about a meeting there with Daenerys, Brienne, and Davos that by itself is pretty exciting. I'm not sure if this is related, but here's the thing. The photos of cast members kept coming, and Jeremy Podessa posted on his own Instagram account that he was in Seville working. Now, we know from confirmed reports that Jeremy is directing the first episode and the season finale. I also talked in my last spoilers video about him filming a beach scene that involved Theon getting beat up by his men. It isn't conclusive, but considering the lineup in Seville, all things point to them shooting the season 7 finale there. By now you're thinking why? Why is it the finale? And what's so unprecedented about it? Well, like I said, the cast members kept showing up there. Before I list them all off, a couple things. We know that the location had to be closed off from the public for 2 whole weeks just to prepare it. Game of Thrones reportedly employed 400 technical staff because the job was so big. Also, we know that filming is only scheduled for a few days, so while they may be filming several unrelated scenes here, we've only got news that one director is there. Now for the list of actors who've been confirmed as being in Seville. Pay attention because the list is long. As of today, the actors who play these characters are on location. Queen Cersei Lannister, Sir Jaime Lannister, Qyburn, Sir Gregor Clegane, Sir Bronn of the Blackwater, King Euron Greyjoy, Queen Daenerys Targaryen, Tyrion Lannister, Sir Jorah Mormont, Missandei, Varys, Theon Greyjoy, King Jon Snow, Sir Davos Seaworth, Brienne of Tarth, Podrick Payne, and Sandor Clegane. Let that sit in for a minute. All the living Lannisters, both Clegane brothers, Theon and Euron Greyjoy, the King in the North, the Mother of Dragons, and so on and so forth. For perspective, the show has 23 starring cast members and 13 of them are confirmed to be shooting in Seville. Watchers on the Wall say that 4 of these people are considered guest stars. That makes the number 17, but I'm not sure who is counted as those 4. You can see in the list above that the most notable missing people are Bran, Arya, Littlefinger, and Sansa, who should all be holding down the fort in Winterfell right now. Other notables missing are Yara, which is ominous since both Euron and Theon are there, and Dany's other new partners from last season, the Queen of Thorns and the Sands from Dorne. For a show that has been spreading characters out for the past 6 seasons, this is just crazy to have all these people in the same place. The only other scene that comes close is when Robert arrives at Winterfell in the first episode of the first season. What's going to happen here? This is where the fun begins because the speculation possibilities are basically endless. One thing that seems to be backed up with the only behind the scenes photos we got is that the Lannister army will be on hand. This isn't really surprising, so not much to dwell on there, but it is cool to see all the Lannister armor in one place. My thoughts are this is not a surrender. I see Cersei going down in flames before she ever bends the knee. So then what has brought all these people together in one place? There aren't any real clues other than who's present, so as most of you know from watching my video on the wall, I think that it will come down. Something like that would be an event that would see these rival factions coming together despite their differences. There is that supposed plot leak as well that seems to be a combination of old fan theories with the info that's already been known from the set. It's interesting that this person who is supposed to know what's going on and what's going to happen has been right about the things that are out there already, but made no mention of this meeting of almost every major character in the show. That said, it may add some credence to the shot I talked about in last week's spoiler video, being related to capturing a white, to show him to the other people. Showing up with one at this gathering would help convince the other parties they need to get involved without the wall coming down. The final thing that could bring them together is a bit tinfoil, but it's also fun to think about. In previous spoiler videos, there was news about Dany's army ambushing the Lannisters at some point, and either Cersei or Jaime coming in contact with Tyrion. What if that actually hints at one of them being captured? No doubt if there is one way to parley with Cersei, it would be by presenting her captured brother / lover. Not to mention Tyrion knows this is her Achilles heel better than anyone, so tinfoil, but completely plausible despite the lack of any other evidence. At first when I read this I was like, oh no, this confirms Yara is killed by Euron, but after thinking about it more, not sure why he would really need to present her for this if he was holding her captive. It's crazy to think about all these characters together no matter which way you look at it. If Varys and Littlefinger were both there too, that's really the only way I could think the tension could get thicker. Let me know in the comments what you think it all means. While you ponder it, I will put up this photo from Instagram of Jon Snow in his King's gear that comes from the Mountain's dog, or at least an account that for the dog that is most likely curated by his daughter. It's from using FaceTime, so it's grainy, but you can see what it looks like, and check out the little Pomeranian up there in the corner. Is there a scenario where both Tyrion and Cersei walk away from this with nothing happening between them? What about Sandor and Gregor Clegane? Will the Hound still care about the Mountain once he knows that he isn't really himself anymore? What's going to happen between Theon and Euron? Do you think that this means Yara sleeps with the fishes? How will Cersei react to Queen Daenerys, who clearly fits Maggie the Frog's prophecy as being a younger queen coming to take everything away from her? And what will she think of the King in the North? The one who defeated her Bolton Wardens of the North and who is harboring Sansa, who Cersei still holds partly responsible for Joffrey's death. So much to take in. The hype continues to grow. Please like the video if you're digging it, and be sure to subscribe to become eligible for the new book giveaway. Also, follow me on my social media accounts. You can find the links in the video description or on my channel page, and I'm always on Twitter when I'm not not hanging around YouTube. About the giveaway, when I hit 28,000 subscribers, I will give one lucky commenting fan a copy of the great looking 20th anniversary edition of Game of Thrones. It's illustrated and it really looks cool if you go look at the images online. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and comment on any or all of the videos where I mention the giveaway. For more info on how it works, you can check out my Dragonstone video to see how the winner was selected last time. Plus, check out all my other spoiler and non-spoiler videos while you're here. There's a lot to check out and a lot more to come this week. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon.